Me ducks, it's Simon here. How is everybody doing this weekend? So it's Sunday morning. I've just been out, walked the dogs, had a coffee. It's still not even 8:30 in the morning. I've got quite a busy day today, meeting up with some friends. We're having Christmas lunch together, our annual get together. But that's a few hours away, so I thought I would come on and finally get round to showing you the Wandering Star Tarot by Kat Pierce. I've had this now 3 weeks, 2 weeks, when I went to the shop in Chesterfield and bought 3 decks. I bought this one, the UKA, and my gosh, my mind has just gone completely blank. The Chrisanne deck, Curious Creatures. And I haven't opened it yet, which for me is quite something to have a deck for a few weeks and not get round to open it. But, you know, as I said in my previous video, I've been poorly, I've still been working and everything else, so going to my mum's, checking things there. So it's been a very busy time. I first was made aware of this deck from our Becca, actually, from Becca Talks and Tarot. And I know she was umming and ahhing about it, then she bought it and she loved it and she's glad she did. I was kind of in two minds, and so just added it to my wish list. But then when I saw it in the shop, and I knew that I could support an independent retailer, I bought it. And it was literally just a couple of pounds more than what you'd buy online, which when you consider the overheads of small businesses, then that's not an issue at all for me. So this is an 80 card deck and guidebook. Nice 2-part box from what I can see. Yeah, cut out for the thumb, nice and easy, compact and sturdy. And on the back it says, there is a universe inside you. The Wandering Star Tarot is a compass for seekers and dreamers in search of the treasures that lie within the heart, mind and spirit. With unique hand-drawn illustrations, keywords worked subtly into the design of each card. And again, that was something that I thought was quite novel and quite interesting, to be able to see the keywords that weren't really kind of obtrusive. It was kind of subtly worked within the design. And a guidebook filled with helpful messages, quotes and spreads. This deck invites readers of all levels to work intuitively with the cards for insight and guidance. So I guess, but for me, if I'm working purely intuitively with a deck, I tend to work better with decks that don't have keywords on them. And that's just because, you know, if I see a keyword, then I'm influenced by that keyword. It's just the way I am, I guess. Where I work better with intuition is with decks like Soul Cards by Deborah Croft Chapin, where you get an image and all I've got to go on is my own intuition. That's not to say you can't use tarot and oracle intuitively. Of course you can. And I used to use it very intuitively before I start to learn the meanings of the cards. Journey into this whimsical world of self-discovery and archetypes and meet 2 original cards that infuse the major arcana with powerful energy: the Mother Star and the Creator. So that's interesting, those 2 extra cards. So it retails at $26.99 in the US and $35.99 Canadian. I think I've just took the label. I think I paid £22. Yeah, $21.99, which isn't bad at all. If you want to buy it from Amazon, I think it's around £18 on Amazon, or last time I checked anyway. So the box design is really nice. We've got these kind of wheelhouses of stars and constellations. So I'm assuming it brings in astrology. I'm just checking that the visual is good. I think I do that before I click live really, wouldn't you? Oh, record I should say. So the deck is a nice thick deck actually. That's a nice chunky deck. The backs look lovely. It is matte. And then in the base here it says there is a universe inside you. Absolutely. Absolutely. I always think about the fact of the macro and micro. And yeah, there's a whole universe of knowledge and spiritual insights. The Wandering Star Tarot Guidebook looks quite chunky, and it looks like we get a fair amount of information in this. Even for the minors, they don't skimp on the minors, which that is, you know, when people talk about little, oh, it's Hay House. I never realised it was Hay House. People talk about little pet peeves. Some people it's cardstock, borders, gilding. For me, with little books, if I'm buying an RWS and you get a little white book, that's fine. I never read it. Just, you know, I'm talking about the traditional RWS. But I do like, when it comes to guidebooks, to get a little bit of insight into what I'm seeing in the cards. I like it when creators depict the scene. But also, I don't like it when minors, they skimp on information. You get lots of information about the majors, and you get to the minors and you get a sentence or a couple of keywords. Okay, understanding the deck. We've got the major and minor arcana. Using the deck, ask a card a day, 3 card, the Wandering Star spread, Celtic Cross spread. You've got reverse meanings and then card messages. So let's just read the first paragraph of the introduction just so we get the kind of the premise for the deck. There is a universe inside you waiting to be illuminated and explored. The Wandering Star Tarot is a compass for seekers and dreamers who search for the treasures that lie within your heart, mind and spirit. It's probably the same as what I've just read on the back actually. Wait, it's a little bit different now. The answers you seek were embedded in your soul fabric long before you took human form. Let the cards gently guide you back to your deepest intuitions and desires that may have become clouded for fear or trauma along the way. It's really interesting, isn't it, how things align up as well. I often find that if I'm working with a particular deck, the other decks that seem to come into my collection around the same time seem to align. And I think the last walkthrough I did was of the Cosmovisions Oracle, which is talking about a pre-existence, you know, and those life between death and life, those existences, I should say, between death and life. And again, this is talking about the fact that, that, you know, everything, the knowledge, and I guess on an esoterical level, that's absolutely right. You know, the knowledge of the universe really is already within us. We just need to find a way to tap into that long before we came into this incarnation. I believe that part of life's journey is to reconnect the powerful light and wisdom that resides within you, and this deck can be a tool to help you remember them. I have used tarot along my own journey to help center myself and tune in more directly to my heart. The practice of self-reading was incredibly intimate and beneficial for me, especially when I found myself looking for answers. There were times the cards revealed things buried deep within my subconscious and even predicted weighty life changes on the horizon. Oh, and they're a singer, songwriter and poet and visual artist of many mediums. I wanted to create a deck with my own artwork and spirit channeled messages to share this powerful, intuitive medicine with others who are drawn to tarot. I incorporated keywords on each card to serve as a subtle guide when getting to know the deck. And this companion guidebook explores each card meaning in more detail. So I like that. I like the fact that we get a little bit about what the inspiration behind the creative process is. Then we go into using the deck, and it looks like we go straight into, you know, obviously starting with asking. That's, you know, whenever we pick up a tarot deck, we need to think about what we're asking. Beginning with a question, card a day, those single 1 card day draws, 3-card spread. We know we've got the traditional Celtic cross in here. We've got the Wandering Star spread, so created for this deck, starting with 1 in the middle, and then we go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Heart of the Matter, that's in the middle. The Shadow side, which is here. The Light. The Wound. You know, what are those deep wounds that are preventing us from moving forward now? The Sway. The Guidance. And then the Outcome. I quite like that, actually. I like that spread. Might have to use that, and I'm not a huge one for spreads. And then we get the Celtic Cross, reversed meanings, and then we go into the actual divinatory meanings for each card. So we get the title number, 0, the Fool, and then we get the keywords, which I'm assuming is what's in, yes, it's what's depicted in the image. So purity, potential, risk, innocence, and desire. And then we get the divinatory meaning, and then wisdom begins in wonder, Socrates. And then we get a quote. Oh, we've got one of my favourite people ever here quoted, Roald Dahl. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. So true. Just thinking, there's no reverse meanings on the card. So what does it say here for those people who do read reversals? The Wandering Star Tarot does not include reverse meanings. Reverse refers to a card orientated with the text and image upside down. While I'm not opposed to reversed interpretations, I was not led to make them a part of this deck. Each meaning was channeled to support and edify the reader in a specific way. So after placing the cards in a chosen layout, you may simply turn any that are reversed the right side up. However, if you'd like to reverse the meanings of the cards laid upside down, go inward and see what's revealed to you personally, or you can find reverse interpretations online. It's now your deck, and ultimately you make the rules. And I like that. And one of the reasons I don't use reverse meanings is just because personally, and I know people don't agree with this, not all people, I feel that the cards have enough in their upright positions, particularly in relation to the cards that come either side of it. Okay, so Thich Nhat Hanh, Eckhart, Victor Hugo. We've got some great quotes. I love this. Mary Angelou, Sylvia Plath. Brilliant. James Baldwin, Walt Whitman, C.S. Lewis. Lovely. So, looks like a really nice, decent little book. Let's pop it here. Wrapped in paper, which I like. Less chance of the cards becoming damaged. Let's take that off. That said, damaged. They're too tight on them, so that causes a little bit of damage, which I could edge these in black, and that would probably address that. But, you know, if the creator's watching, don't put these bands on too tight, because it really does damage the cardstock. It's not too bad now, but I can still see that. The backs are beautiful. I'm going to bring the camera down, just so we can get a close look. Okay, that's a little bit better. So yeah, so the backs are really nice. I love this design. The colours are gorgeous set against that black background. Fully reversible, yeah, I believe it is. Cards are matte, really nice. They're not the thickest. Well, actually, I say that, they're very springy, but they are thick because this is a thick, chunky deck. So, yeah, especially if we compare it to an RWS. Let's have a look. Oh. Yeah, it's thicker. This is a kind of superior, smooth homemade playing cards, and they're quite a nice deck. So, oh, just knocked my bell. So yeah, nice cardstock. They are borders. They've got borders on them. They've got that lovely sound to the matte finish. Very colourful and vibrant. So what we will do is, oh no, let's do the size. I think they're a normal tarot size. Normal, what's normal? So yeah, exactly the same. So you can see the damage there, look, from the paper band. In fact, oh no, that's because the card was sticking underneath. So yeah, they're a US Games kind of tarot size, standard tarot size. So what we'll do is we will have a side by side, a flip through, and then I'll come back at the end and share my thoughts with you. Okay, so that is the Wandering Star. My thoughts, let's go with some pluses first. So I think the artwork is really beautiful. The line work is beautiful. The use of colours are stunning. There's lots of purples and pinks, which is two of my favourite kind of colour combinations to go together. Really nice in terms of the clear images. I think it's quite fun that they've given kind of different interpretations. So particularly when we get to, where is it? Like the Eight of Cups here. I like this with the octopus with the different tentacles holding the cups and things like that. Good attempt at diversity. There's lots of different skin tones in here. But that's as far as diversity goes, really. There isn't anything around sexual orientation, diversity in body sizes, ages. They all seem very slim and beautiful, which, you know, I mean, yeah, kudos to colouring race and ethnicity, and different cultures. There's lots of different cultures represented in this deck as well. It's very global in that sense. I quite like the integration of the keywords. Sometimes like here it's going around the borders, other times it's less obvious. You kind of have to search it out. I like the fact that it's quite female centric. We've got some female central figures, so like in the Chariot card, the Hermit. Again though, not really any kind of non-binary representation. We do get lots of female knights as well. If we get to the courts, female knights, I think that's a beautiful card. The kings and queens in particular are gorgeous, but what I've noticed is they don't really have, their hands are very strange. They don't have fingers or anything, which has a little bit sort of, the queens do, but the kings don't. But anyway, so that's the pluses. The negatives for me is the fact that, and I don't know how I'm going to feel about it, and it might be me being really picky, but they're all kind of face on. They're all very static. Even when we get to the minors, where we are used to seeing this, these are the additional cards as well. So we've got the Mother Star and the Creator, which also double up as yes, no cards, as you can see here. Yes for the Mother Star, Creator, no. Just put them to one side. But, you know, Two of Wands, again, static, facing forward. I like to see direction. If I'm laying cards out in a spread, I like to see what's leaning towards what, you know, which direction. I often very much do these sort of leaning to the left for the past, leaning to the right for the future. But they just seem very, very face on, and yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I just think it lets it down. The deck is beautiful, but you know, something like the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands, having it face on, they just, every card is looking at me, facing me. And I get it, you know, if it's wanting you to perhaps go inward, it's looking back at you, reflecting back at you, I can get on board with it, but I don't know. That's the only thing really. But it is beautiful. I mean, look at the use of colours. The colours are stunning. The cardstock's really nice. There was that little bit of damage, but that's more about packaging than the creator's work. And the lack of fingers on hands is just a bit weird as well. So that's my views on the deck. I haven't started to read with it yet, so I don't know what it reads like, but I do feel that I will struggle with the face on cards in every position really. Even here, you know, the card, the Knight of Cups, she's still facing us. Anyway, how many of you have got this deck? How do you work with it? How do you find it? Have you picked up on things like the facing forward? Let me know your views. I'd be really interested to know, as always. Thank you for watching. I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. I've got a really busy week, so I don't know if I'm going to be around much in the week. But if I'm not, I just want to mention again that on Saturday at 7 p.m. UK time, it's the Christmas Cuppa Catch-Up and Cards. The 5th year doing this with the lovely Jenna, who you all know and love. Needs no introduction. But from Jennifer Ball's Witch House. And yeah, we'll be having competitions, there'll be giveaways, we've got the Christmas box, we've got the Christmas quiz. It's going to be good fun, so I hope you'll be able to join us for our 5th Christmas special. All right, everybody, have a lovely weekend. Until next time, go in peace. Namaste, and blessed be.